Good morning. We begin with St. Clement the First. St. Clement was the third pope after Peter. So he came after Linus and Cletus. One of the most striking and important thing with Clement is that before he died, even though he was under persecution, he wrote a very moving letter to the Corinthians people. And the letter was to encourage them in times of persecutions and also to invite them to live in unity. Because one of the characteristics of the church of Corinth was the church was very, very divided, a lot of dissensions among them. We can see that in the letter of Paul, the first letter. Paul is talking more about bringing them together, and Paul will bring the image of the body and try to cut off the rivalities between among Christians. So he's speaking to them about unity. But another very important aspect that he calls the Corinthians is holiness. To live a life of holiness. I think this is very important for us today. And link with the readings, the gospel of today. Holiness is what will lead us to the resurrection. God is a God of the living. In heaven, for those whose God will give the grace to be qualified to the resurrection, there is no marrying, there is no material activities anymore. They will be completely different. We will be like angels. So marrying and remarrying does not exist there, because the purpose of marrying actually in this world was to have a continuity of life. If you have children need to continue your name and so forth. But in heaven, that is over. We don't have that. It is a life that will not end. You live eternally. So we are like angels. We just like God completely. We're now perfect in love. So we don't need to marry. We're not also hungry. We're not also feeling all those feelings of sickness and trials, because we are having a glorified body. Just as Paul explaining in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, the resurrection of the body, the glorified body, is a total different body. It's just like the body of Jesus Christ who has risen from the dead. So we are children of the resurrection because we are all alive in God through Jesus Christ, who saved us, who died for us. So let us pray this morning that, following the example of St. Clement, Pope and martyr, we may live that life of holiness and may strive to live a life of unity in our families and among Christians and within our communities.